Welcome to the Wyoming Planning Commission for Tuesday, October 21, 2025. Rose, would you please call roll?
Commissioner Gilreath Watts.
Here.
Lamer.
Here.
Zaplaka.
Here.
Randall.
Here.
Smart.
Here.
Weller.
Here.
Zapata.
Here.
And Sully.
Here. Commissioners, before we go any further, I need a motion to approve Chris Hall. He's at a business meeting in Atlanta.
Move.
Motion by Roger, second by Robert. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Approval of the minutes. Commissioners, any questions, comments, or concerns regarding the minutes from last month? Seeing none, the minutes will stand. Approval of the agenda. Joe, any changes to the agenda tonight?
No, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. The agenda stands as well. At this time, I'm going to open up public comment on non-public hearing agenda items only. This is a time, this is important to note that this is not an opportunity to talk or have a dialogue with the commissioners, but an opportunity to provide comment to the planning commissioners. Upon approaching the podium, please begin by providing your name and your address, and there is a 3-minute limit per person. Please state your name and your address.
Hello, Commission. Thank you for your time. My name is Matthew Ferris at 2905 Sharon Avenue Southwest. I'd like to start off by saying, as a property owner in the immediate area, I'm very happy to see all of the public investment into our downtown corridor. In my opinion, it's always a good day when a municipality is able to reinvest in an existing place as opposed to redeveloping an area on the edge of town. I think that's always a good day when we're able to do that. And that's why I'm here tonight to implore you to keep pushing to redevelop or rework the blanks in our city, the blighted lots, the vacant lots. I think redeveloping these lots to the extent that it's possible for us, I truly think it creates a cascading effect. Less vacant land just means there's more activity in a place. More activity in a place means more eyes on the street. More eyes on the street brings safety and stability. And I think safety and stability brings investment. And I think investment brings wealth to all of us. It also, for example, makes fiscal sense in redeveloping land that's already existing in our city. We're less likely to have to take on the financial burden of new sewer lines, new water lines, new everything that we have to pay for down the road. It also makes the transit systems that we as taxpayers pay so much money for. It makes the transit systems more effective. So many of the bus stops on 28th Street, for example, the bus stop is just a piece of grass toward westward of here. So filling in those blanks makes kind of everything more efficient and better for everyone. So that's why I encourage you to keep pushing to the extent it's possible to keep reinvesting in the old parts of our town, the north side of our town. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comment. Thank you. See no one else, I will close the public comment. Rose, would you please read agenda item 1 of the new business?
Request for site plan approval at 1900 and 1980 Metroport Southwest, Section 3, Metropolitan Hospital and Land Metro LLC.
Joe?
Good evening, Commissioners. Let's see. Oh, goodness. There we go. There it is. Other end of the presentation there for a moment. Alrighty, so agenda item number 1, as mentioned, so this is just going to be a site plan review and approval of the site plan for 1900 and 1980 Metro Court Southwest. So moving into the zoning map here, shows both of the parcels kind of at the southeastern end of the PUD 3 there. just east of Byron Center, and just north there of M6. You can see the aerial here, showing the expanding outward of the PUD that's already there, as well as a number of other lots that are similar here. You can see the existing building on the left of the two lots, the 1900 site, and then the proposed 1980 to the east. So, the applicant is proposing medical offices. Those are permitted as per the Metro Health Village overall development plan as part of the PUD3. They're proposing to renovate the existing 30,000 square foot building. I believe they're getting started on that in the last week. Now, the proposed renovations, which is what we're going to be talking about for tonight, this is what the site plan review is for, is the 51,000 square foot addition they're proposing to the eastern part that crosses over the boundary into 1980 Metro Court. They're also looking at improving the parking and building entrances, as well as adding new parking along the south and the southeastern portions, and improving the pedestrian circulation system. With all those various triangles you can see there are the doors, as well as putting in new landscaping elements with the expansion into the newer property there, the one to the east. Improving the landscaping along the northeast, along the eastern edge, as well as all the various parking islands and around the new sections of building that will be constructed. So this is going to be a site concept rendering to kind of give you an idea of what the outside of the building is proposed to look like, as well as some of the parking areas. A couple more of those renderings showing the drive-up entrance, as well as some of the windows along the side there, parking areas to the south, as well as what's going to be on the sides of the building. So moving into the findings of fact for the site plan approval. So for adequacy of information, the site plan does include all relevant information in a complete and understandable form. So this standard is met. For the building section, the proposed 51,000 square foot expansion meets the dimensional requirements of this article and conforms with the PUD3 requirements set down in the overall development plan. So this standard is also met. For privacy, while the site does not abut a residentially zoned property, it does not have a privacy requirement to meet in that sense. And so this standard is met. For preservation of natural areas, we are aware that the applicant's plan does reduce the amount of green space on the site with the proposed building expansion on 1980. However, through conversations with the applicant, as well as being shown on their site plan, there is a comprehensive landscaping plan that came with this application. And they have assured us that with the removal of said green space to put on the new building, that they are going to be redistributing portions of that green space around the exterior of the building with new landscaping, as well as to the exterior of the parking area and in the parking lot islands. So this standard is met for, I believe, 9328, as well as parts of the overall development plan. So for drainage, this requirement will be met, and the applicant is working with the city's engineering office and will continue to do so to make sure that this remains met. The same thing for soil erosion. As dirt begins being moved and things begin being constructed, they will be working with the city's engineering office to assure that soil erosion measures are met. For ingress and egress, the site has two proposed points of ingress and egress. One, I believe, is already existing. The other one is kind of end capped and will be finished as the development goes in. These meet the minimum requirements for width and clear vision corners, which are observed and unobstructed. So this standard is met as confirmed by both the planning office and the engineering office. For emergency vehicle access, the fire department is satisfied with the turning radii and the fire access lanes that are provided, and the applicant will continue to work with the fire department to meet the requirements of the fire code as construction progresses, as well as anything that's noted in the fire department's review. So this standard will be met. For vehicular circulation layout, both the engineering and planning offices are satisfied with the circulation design, the plan provided by the applicant, and so this standard is met. And in the same or similar vein, the pedestrian circulation, they are providing adequate pedestrian circulation around the site. And we'll continue to work with the engineering office to provide access from the sidewalk to the building, as noted in the engineering review. The applicant also, as part of, I believe, planning's requirements, is to maintain an entrance along the eastern face of the building to meet parking requirements. There's about 130-ish parking spaces that are further than 300 feet from the main door. And so by improving pedestrian circulation and adding those doors, they meet the parking requirement that we have. So this standard will be met to both engineering and planning's specifications as part of the review. So for traffic impact, the engineering office has confirmed that the redevelopment will not have a significant adverse effect on traffic nearby, and thus no traffic impact study has been deemed necessary by the engineering office. And so they are confirming that this standard is met. For number 12 here with public services, the site is currently being served with public services and will continue to be served throughout the redevelopment. And the engineering office is working with the applicant to confirm all redevelopment standards for public services meet requirements, and thus this will be met as they work through with the engineering office. And for 13 site redevelopment, the fire department, the engineering office, building department, planning office, and assessor's office confirm that all elements of site redevelopment are either met or will be met through the conditions laid out in this report, which you'll find in your packets. So as we talk about the future land use, it's future land use for business park. This includes major employment centers and office and medical complexes. So the master plan outlines specific attention be paid to beautification improvements such as landscaping and enhancing curb appeal, which the applicant's plan does and thus meets the vision of the master plan section for this particular property. So coming to the end here, the development review team recommends Planning Commission grant site plan approval for the project at 1900 and 1980 Metro Court Southwest, subject to conditions 1 through 4, as I mentioned in your packet. I'm available for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Joe. Would the developer like to come up, say a few words? Again, your name, your address. You have 10 minutes, if you would.
Good evening, Commissioners. Thank you for having us this evening. My name is Marty Rosenberg. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of Orthopedic Associates of Michigan with a principal address of 111 Leffingwell Northeast. Orthopedic Associates of Michigan has provided orthopedic services to the Greater Grand Rapids area since 1935. This project is a significant part of our overall growth plan and also our growth plan and a strategic plan with the University of Michigan. This evening, we're represented by Eckert Wardell, who's the principal architect for the projects, and we're happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you.
Thank you for consideration this evening.
Anybody else? Shy? All set? All right. All right, Commissioners, in front of us, we have a motion to grant site plan approval for the project at 1900 and 1980 Metro Court Southwest, conditions to subject to conditions 1 through 4. I need a motion by Wendy, second by Cherie. Commissioners, questions, comments, or concerns? See,
Comment. I think it's going to be a really nice project, really good looking building on M6 there. I think it's going to be really add to the area. So thank you.
I would concur.
Likewise.
Rose, please call the vote.
Commissioner Gilreath Watts,
Yes.
Lamer,
Yes.
LaPlaca,
Yes.
Randall,
Yes.
Smart,
Yes.
Weller,
Yes.
Zapata,
Yes.
Maselli.
Yes, motion passes. Thank you for choosing and being a good business partner in Wyoming.
Thank you.
Rose, would you please read agenda item number 2?
Learning and growth.
All right. So Commissioners, this evening, we have no learning and growth because we had a last minute cancellation from our presenters. So we are rescheduling them for a later meeting. Also want to give you a heads up that the agenda for November is stacking up to be significant. And so we will not have a scheduled learning and growth in November either. So we will pick up on our learning and growth activities in December.
Okay, thank you. At this time, I'll open up public comment. Again, it's important to note this is not an opportunity for dialogue or debate, but an opportunity to provide comment to the Planning Commission. Upon approaching the podium, please begin by providing your name, your address, and you have 3 minutes. Seeing none, I will close it. Commissioners, any questions, comments, or concerns tonight's meeting?
I think I just would like to thank Wendy for all of her work and putting it into planning for our learning and growth. It's always great to learn more and to grow through them. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. I appreciate that. Yeah, and so with that in mind, if you have additional ideas, please feel free to share them with me so that we can get those scheduled out for the next several months as well. And then I have a comment unrelated to learning and growth. I just want to congratulate city staff for the grand opening of the
Yes.
pedestrian bridge. And wonder if you would like to share any interesting updates based on the opening.
Hi, thank you. We would love to. So, because this was a short meeting, perhaps we'll make it a little bit more fun. Would anyone like to venture a guess as to the average number? So we have well, you're not allowed to. So let me start by saying that we have a pedestrian counter on the bridge and on our trail system. This data helps us when we're going out for grants, when we're looking at where we might want to put future trail networks, et cetera. And so we've had a trail counter out. So not counting the grand opening, how many average daily passes on the pedestrian bridge do you think we are currently counting?
3,000.
Average. I love that. That's great.
500.
500?
1,200.
Wow, this is,
At least 4 or 5 of them are my wife and I, so.
Nice, nice.
He just keeps going back and forth.
I know, this is actually making me a little nervous. I'm like, oh, wow, the expectations are really high here. So we are very happy. We're averaging 444 passes per day, which we think is phenomenal. What we're seeing is that in the trail system, when you get into the park, that's dropping to right around 365 passes per day. What that's telling us, which is still a great number, but what that tells us is that people are using the bridge to cross and then hopefully patronize 28th Street, not necessarily always go into the park system. So the dual purpose of the bridge was to connect to Pinery Park as well as to provide that connection on 28th Street. So we're seeing both of those visions realized at this point in time. So we will continue to monitor that. Remember, the pedestrian bridge does have a snow melt system, and we will be snow plowing the trail system. So our hope is that we continue to see usage levels through the winter that support that. And then we can, after the bridge is operational for a year, we can start to see some comparative analytics on that.
Very nice. Very nice.
It's definitely beautiful.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good job.
Commissioners, any other questions, comments, or concerns? Just to reiterate what Wendy said, next month, we have a big full house, a big agenda coming up. So, it's important that we all make it because it'll be very good. So, with that saying, thank you all for this short meeting tonight. Adjourned.